This morning, we dive into the returning tradition of senior parking spots, while taking a deeper understanding of some new changes at Rampart.
A refined security team and some enforced club rules make their way into our community, as well as some other stories coming your way on this morning's Kram.
Good morning, Rams. We're happy to see new and returning faces as we kick off this year here at Rampart. I'm Tyson Kelly.
And I'm Carter Phillips. We're excited to share the stories this morning, as many have been anticipated since the start of the school year.
Creativity at Rampart is always encouraged, and with our senior class, there's no exception. Mason Mills and Thomas Monty took a look into the second year of seniors painting their parking spots to see how Rams chose to express themselves.
If you are a driver at Rampart, you may already be aware of some changes that have been made to our parking lot. Kram covered our concrete canvas and the new rules that come with it.
Seniors have started painting spots since last year, and this year we continue the tradition.
So it was really hot outside. The first day I did the 24th and the 31st. It was super hot outside. The first day we started at like 11. Did not have enough paint the first time, so we had to go back, finish on the 31st. But it was a lot of fun. It was really cool to see the people around me and their spots. Like the spot I'm parked in is like everything around me is super vibrant. It's really cool.
It was a lot of fun. I had my friend who we have marching spots. She goes to DCC. She helped me, and it was long and it was hot outside.
However, a new change has been implemented this year.
The expectation is that every student and every staff member parks in their assigned spot. Like, that's very cut and dry. It is actually a district policy, district expectation that was put out for every high school. We made the decision to just go ahead and enforce it this year instead of waiting a year. And a big piece of that is we were painting parking spots anyway, so it made more sense to kind of just do it all at one time.
We asked a few students at Rampart their thoughts on this new rule.
Honestly, I think it's kind of stupid just because I feel like we should be able to park anywhere because it's like more convenient for us to like leave or like get out like when going home or stuff. But other than that, I mean, I guess it's okay, but I feel like there should be a certain area where you could like have a preference on like where to park.
I was a little bit sad when I first heard about it because there was a spot that I really liked and I didn't like the idea of having to give it up. But now I think it's actually pretty good because it like reduces chaos in the parking lot, like people trying to steal spots from each other. Just gives everyone their own place to be.
So I feel like it's got its benefits and its downsides. I mean, to have an assigned parking spot kind of sucks, like, so you can't park next to your friends, but at the same time it makes sure that, you know, everyone's getting like kind of like a fair opportunity to park where they want.
And don't forget, our most important rule in the parking lot is that the speed limit is 5 miles an hour. Drive safe, Rams. This has been Mason Mills reporting for Kram.
While our seniors are in their final year, our new security guards have many years to come.
We have a new security team this year, and many students are just getting to know them. Carter Phillips has more on this topic.
With the new school year comes new faces and personalities. Among those faces are ones which first greet you at the door. Many students have taken notice to our new security team, so in standard KR fashion, we dove in to learn more about our school's protection and how they plan to impact our community.
I chose to come here because my daughter graduated from Rampart a few years ago, and she was part of this, and I loved Rampart, so did she, so I wanted to come here and be an SRO.
Our security team works hard every day to ensure the safety of our students. Whether it be enforcing rules or making sure all students are accounted for, the job of a security guard is an interesting one. To kick off this school year, Kram would like to introduce the student body to Head Officer Gina Smith and Officer Joe Figueroa, as well as catch up with Officer Mars, the returning RHS SRO, to discover their priorities and duties around the school.
So anywhere from just ensuring that the the campus is secure and safe. We monitor who comes in, who goes out. We help admins as needed.
Checking in people, making sure students do the right things,
They acknowledge and understand kind of the expectations that are set out from the admin team and from the district and help us to implement those in the classroom. All going back to doing what's best for our students all of the time.
They're here to protect the school and make sure that we're all being on our best behavior and that there's nothing bad happening in the school.
You know, if you guys notice kids that are here that shouldn't be here, say something, report it. All you're doing is helping and ensuring that we're going to keep a better, safer, more secure campus.
Make sure you have your IDs when you come through the door. The doors I don't think are going to be propped open all the time anymore. So just make sure you're showing your ID, you're coming through. Don't open the doors for people, even if you know who they are. Don't let them come through the side doors, come through the main doors.
So they're stressing the ID thing, but I feel like that doesn't really matter as much as like what's actually happening in the school. Because I've definitely seen people doing things in the parking lot, people doing things in the bathrooms that just kind of get looked over. And I feel like that's more important than IDs.
Along with those duties, they also have a key role in influencing our student body.
Probably my favorite part is kind of getting to know you guys a little bit more personally. So whether it be at the games, dances, that kind of thing, you'll not only see us working it, but we get down to, we vibe, and we're cheering you guys on during the games as well. So that's probably my favorite part.
The staff is awesome. The students are awesome. I used to be a crimes against children detective, so I wanted to be able to kind of do that preventative stuff up front. And I've had the opportunity to maybe make some positive changes in some kids' lives, so that's been nice.
Mrs. Mars, she's super real with you when you're talking to them and stuff, and they're just good people to talk to and stuff.
I don't know how they impact the school, to be honest with you. I mean, most of the time they're just checking IDs and kind of walking around, seeing what's going on within the bathrooms.
Officer Joe, he's really funny. Every time I see him, he makes me laugh, and he's always cracking jokes, and so is the other one. I really think that they're all really nice people.
Working with the kids. I thought I didn't like kids at all, but actually I do now, so yeah.
Change is scary, and it's scary to get a brand new security team, especially when they haven't been in our building. But Officer Smith and Officer Figueroa are amazing. They have become a part of the community and really part of the Rampart family, and they're doing everything in their power to help just make sure we're all doing the same thing and keeping everybody accountable.
We appreciate all that the security does for the school, as well as our students sharing their opinions. This has been Carter Phillips reporting for Kram.
We especially thank the security team this week for dealing with the non-credible threats on social media. If you didn't know, we had a non-credible threat circulating among students and social media on Tuesday. Our security and SRO officer, along with CSPD, was vital in verifying that we are all safe in our community. Among our student body are those with lots of school spirit who strive to represent blue and gold. Known as our Rampart Rowdies, you definitely have seen them at many of our sporting events within the district. Tom White got a close-up of what our Rampart Rowdies entail.
When it comes to cultivating school spirit, there's no one better for the job than our own Rampart Rowdies. They're always dressed out in their best spirit wear, and their enthusiasm and dedication has caught the attention of Kram.
Being a rowdy means bleeding blue and gold. Our Rampart Rowdies are the support for all our athletic teams. They yell, they chant, they paint themselves for every game, and Kram thought they deserved to have their story be told.
I know how much the crowd and the fans can make an impact on competitions, and so hopefully trying to get kids that can help bring that good vibe and good game day atmosphere.
I organize all the themes for the games. I organize who's going to be there, who's going to show up, and some meetings, and also social media that we post. And so I like to stay organized and on top of all the things, but overall I just think it works out really well and it's a lot of fun. As a rowdy, some of our responsibilities include making sure the crowd is hype and being respectful while also cheering on our Rams, and just making sure everybody is nice and cooperative.
The Rowdies feel ownership for how the student section gets involved.
Up to the games and just giving people hype. If you can be winning by a lot and not have a student section, that's just going to be quiet.
Being involved and, like the friends I've made so far, and the overalls are cute too, so that's cool. Make sure everyone in the crowd is known that we're going to win this game, and make sure people on the field or on the court are excited.
Most of these students have wanted to be a part of the Rowdies since freshman year.
I just wanted to, be more involved with the school, show some more school spirit, and just be more involved. Being able to be a part of the school community, and I also do it with my best friend. Coming in my freshman year, I always saw all the Rowdies and how excited they were, all the spirit they brought, and I knew I wanted to do that.
The The Rowdies mix their favorite cheers with the favorites from the past as they cheer.
I mean, roller coaster's always fun, but honestly, I'm more looking at, I want to create new cheers, new traditions and things like that. So one of the big challenges I've made is trying to get the Rowdies to generate some new ideas.
Probably do it just because it gets everybody involved and hyped, and when it's like let the seniors do it. I waited a long time for that, so it was cool. My favorite cheer is called Yell. It's a new one this year, but I think it brings a lot of people into the crowd, and I think it's a lot of fun.
I'd probably say either do it or honestly roller coaster's fun.
Win or lose, the Rowdies will be at all our games this year wearing our school colors and cheering on our athletes. This is Talon White reporting for Kram.
We're thankful for the spirit provided by our Rowdies, so our sports teams can have the best support possible.
On the topic of sports, Jaxon Donahue is a freshman here at Rampart who recently made the varsity soccer team. Gabe Luna has the story for us.
Jaxon Donahue is the varsity boys soccer goalie. This is an amazing feat as a freshman, but he is already a vital part of the team.
Last year, our boys soccer team was primarily seniors, but this year is different. As the new season settles in for our boys soccer team, we can see new talent be displayed by some of our younger players. Jaxon Donahue is our varsity goalie and a freshman, which is rare for a team that has won most of its early season games.
I think I've adapted really well, especially playing club my whole life, just taking it way more seriously than I used to.
Kram also wanted to know what Jaxon thought of his teammates.
They're cool. Sometimes they can get a little angry on the field though. We gotta need to improve that, just as a team in general, and getting mad at each other when making small mistakes.
Jackson's teammates feel like he is adapting to the high level of play.
He's really stepped into a big role. Obviously, goalkeeper is different for everybody, but he's been fearless and stepping up to the occasion, making some big saves.
He has a good attitude most of the time. You can definitely see that he's trying. He still needs to learn a lot, though, just being a freshman, but he's doing his best.
I think he brings like a kind of a positive attitude and a good, funny mentality also.
Coach Anderson noticed Jaxon during tryouts right away.
Jaxon brings a lot of energy. He's a very elaborate goalkeeper. I mean, what I'm saying is he's athletic. He does the job very well. The skills he has from previous coaches and previous teams bring a lot of wealth of knowledge to our program. So it's fun having someone that can come into the program and contribute right away.
He's done pretty good so far. I mean, we've conceded goals, but none were his fault. He's been doing great.
He has made some very good saves, I would say, for a freshman, keeping us in games, keeping the games close. So I think it's definitely helped us not to lose our mentality, being down a few more goals. So
his energy is there, and he's definitely just contributing to the team that way. He's loud, and that helps the team a lot.
Jaxon and the team have amazing talent. The team will continue to work towards the postseason and playoffs. This has been Gabriel Luna reporting for Kram.
As the soccer season progresses, we will keep the school updated as more stories come out.
This morning's final story comes from Ben Ray, in which some previous club rules are being more strictly enforced, which has caused some confusion and potential controversy. However, one club is still going strong.
The revision to clubs has made a big change in the community of Rampart. Dungeons & Dragons Club in particular has gone from a non-curricular club to curricular due to the work of a member and student here at Rampart. Karen has gone in depth into what this is all about.
The Dungeons & Dragons Club was originally a non-curricular club. However, due to the efforts of Star Richards, it has gone to being curricular. We firstly go to Mrs. Edgett on what these revised club policies are about.
Honestly, I don't think it was a change. I think it was more of an enforcement of district policy. So what that says is if you are a curricular club, the advisor or sponsor for that group is essentially the leader, because they are also the person who has been educated and trained essentially to lead a group like that. Whereas clubs that are not curricularly tied, they are student-led, meaning that an adult is there to ensure safety, security, and those things, but is not a participant in the club. So it's not so much that we don't want adults to participate, but we have clubs that are not curricular that If there was anything that happened in those clubs that was not up to district policy, I would say, or did not follow district policy, that is where, unfortunately, a teacher could get themselves in trouble.
We then go to Mr. Morin, who is one of the advisors of the Dungeons and Dragons Club, on how the revised policies affect it.
In the past, Mr. Brown and I have run Dungeons and Dragons Club together, with occasional help from Mr. G, Mr. Gershenschlager from Science. And we would run a table. So we'd have 2 student groups, and then we'd run a third table. One of us would DM, usually Mr. Brown or Mr. Gershenschlager. So it just made it so that kids would have 3 different groups to choose from and 3 different campaigns to choose from. When we weren't curricular, we found out that we could not do that anymore. We couldn't play with the students.
We then went to Star Richards on why they wanted to make the club curricular.
So making the club curricular, it allows us to do 2 primary things. One, we no longer have to get the club reapproved every year, which will save us time in getting it started up and getting people coming in and playing. And 2, it allows both of our supervisors to play the game with us and interact with us, which is half of the reason the club exists. Plus, the curricular aspects of the club are very visible in the actual play of the game, with whether you're a player, whether you're running the game, whether you could even just be watching the game, and you will be able to see all of these different skills that these students are putting to the test.
Then finally, we asked on how they made the club curricular.
So I looked up the academic curricular requirements of Colorado, and I went through and kind of one by one found all of the things that D&D Club is really able to represent through those. Made a list, kind of really explained why they took place, how and where, and then I attached it to our club application form and we turned that in.
If you have a club in mind that you want to make curricular, submissions are due September 27th at Mrs. Edgett's office. However, if you can't make it in that time, submissions for the second semester are due the last Friday of September, December 20th. This has been Benjamin Ray, reporting for Kram.
Thank you, Ben, for the insight on those rules and how they will continue to be enforced. With that, this week's KRM is coming to a close. We hope to see you again same time next week. This has been Carter Phillips and Tyson Kelly signing off for KRM.
I wrote this.
And you
script.
said not me to fumble.
Yeah,
Wait, you said you
yeah,
told me
I know,
not
I
to
know.
fumble.
You have to catch this in the moment. Yeah.
This is
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Maybe this is Riz. Maybe blow your nose just a little bit too.
Is that good?
With that, this week's game is